Hi, I'm Shirley Osborne, and I have written a book which I'm inviting you to read and please share with 2 women you know. I'm offering it to you as an ebook entitled Your Soul is Gold, Mine It. When you pay the $4.59 for this book, for every person who buys the ebook and shares it with 2 people, I will donate a free copy in paperback to another woman somewhere in the world who would benefit greatly from it, but could not afford even that $4.59 it will cost you to download it. And she doesn't have a computer either. As a matter of fact, some of these women will have to have someone else read the book to them because they were never allowed to learn to read. You give a gift. When you pay this $4.59 and download the book, Your Soul is Gold, Mine It, you give a gift to 3 other women. What is this about? Well, for the last 16 or 17 years or so, I have been working with women and girls from all over the world, from countries as different as China and Zimbabwe, Argentina and India, places as diverse as New York City and Havana, for example. And for the last 14 years, I have been training some of these women individually and in groups, helping them figure out their lives, helping them find out what they're good at, what they want out of life, what they can offer to the world, and then help them gather up the courage and build the skills to actually go out into the world and find success, accomplishment, and fulfillment. The whole purpose of all of my work is to help women understand and acknowledge the value that they bring to the world, and to understand how we can, all of us, and why each of us must help other women find their value, acknowledge their power, find the light inside them, and engage their personal power. That's also the reason why I wrote this book, so that I can reach even more women in more places, more directly. It all came together for me in 2000. In the year 2000, I was working as a reporter on assignment at the United Nations General Assembly Special Session on Women in New York City. Beijing +5 it was called. And it was a very special assignment for me because just a few years before, I had completed my MBA at Simmons College in Boston. And that very same year, the volcano had erupted in my island. I come from a tiny little island in the Caribbean, and the volcano had not erupted in thousands of years. And my entire little island was at risk of being buried, literally, in ash and hot rock. Some people died, people I knew. And many, many, many people, old and young, left, had to flee for their lives. Some of them never ever to return. So I was in New York City, not quite sure where I belonged, or even if I belonged anywhere. I wasn't quite sure what to do with my life. I was figuring myself out. My concerns were, if Montserrat didn't survive the volcano, where would I belong to? Where would I possibly call home? And then one evening, after the conferences and meetings were over, I was sitting in a hallway at the United Nations building, sort of sorting through my notes for the day. A group of women gathered somewhere close by and included me in the conversation eventually. And then I had a light bulb moment. Here I was, a woman who had spent my entire childhood, had grown up in the greatest peace and safety on a tiny, tiny little tropical island. I'd gone to school in England, I'd lived in Europe for several years, and now I was working in the United States, in New York City no less, with women and men from all over the world. And I was worried about where I belonged, about whether I belonged somewhere at all. Then I had another one, because here were these women, many of whose lives and families had been devastated by war, women whose countries had not known a day of peace in these women's lifetimes, and women whose bodies and souls carried the scars of violence and war that I could not even imagine. And I was worried about having a place to call home. I was worried about what passport I would carry. So I started paying attention, really close attention, to all of the women, those I met then and those I've met subsequently. And I shifted my work to allow me to help and support these women more directly. I continue to train sophisticated, privileged women who live in big cities and towns, women who live in villages and tribal villages, women who can read, and many, many, many who were never allowed to learn to read. I work with women in every kind of situation and circumstance. And over the years, I've had many of these light bulb moments. Moments of shared insight and imparted wisdom from them to me. And so I've built these into my trainings, built my trainings around what I have learned about these women of the world and what I have learned from these women of all the world. And over the years, people have asked me over and over again, why don't you put these in a book? These trainings that you do that you can't reach everybody. Put them in a book and you'll reach more people. And finally, I took the time and I sat down and I did just that. And the book is called Your Soul is Gold, Mine It. Your soul is gold, mine it, because of what I have seen in the souls of women from all over the world. And that is why I'm asking your help in this way. I'm asking you to click the button, click the buy button, pay $4.59, download the book, then email me your receipt at GoldSoul@mygoldensoul.com, and then have two of your friends send a copy of the receipt to two of your friends and have them email the receipt to GoldSoul@mygoldensoul.com, and they'll get a link to download a free copy of the book. Then I will put another book, a paperback book, into a bin to send out to a woman who needs it, a woman somewhere else in the world who needs it. So for each copy you buy, 3 other women get to read the book and get some uplift, get a gift from you. The title of the book is Your Soul is Gold, Mine It. I'm asking your help to get it into the hands of 500,000 women around the world by International Women's Day next year, March 8th. 500,000 women by March 8th next year. I'm working with organizations like the World Academy for the Future of Women, the Girls Education Project, to get this book to women everywhere, because I know, like I wrote in this book, that what affects one woman affects us all. And women have a very special part to play in transforming our world. I've seen it as I've trained these women all over the world. So click the button, buy the book, $4.59, download it, send me a receipt, send me a copy of your receipt to GoldSoul@mygoldensoul.com. Give a copy, email a copy to 2 of your friends, have them email it to me at GoldSoul@mygoldensoul.com. I will send them the link so they each get a copy of the book, and then all of us will put a paperback copy of the book in a bin to send to women around the world. Do it now, and 4 women get to benefit directly, you and 3 others. Click the book now, click the button now, and then email me your receipt. Your soul is gold, mine it. Let's share this with women all over the world.